Nick Kyrgios sparks yet another feud with Jannik Sinner, unleashing a social media storm that's got everyone talking. The fiery Aussie is back on the court, and back in the spotlight for all the wrong damn reasons. Fresh off an 18-month hiatus, Kyrgios made his return at the Brisbane International and wasted no time stirring up drama, reigniting his long-simmering beef with ATP World No. 1, Jannik Sinner, with a series of eyebrow-raising social media posts. The latest chapter in this soap opera started innocently enough. Sinner, cool as a cucumber, hit the practice courts with Cruz Hewitt, the 16-year-old son of Aussie tennis legend Lleyton Hewitt. The two trained at the iconic Rod Laver Arena in Melbourne, and Cruz, naturally, shared a snapshot of the session on Instagram. Pretty harmless stuff, right? Well, not if you're Nick Kyrgios. In a comment that instantly went viral, Kyrgios wrote, "Love you, Cruz, but this ain't it." Not satisfied with that little jab, he followed up with another post labeling the photo tainted content and, just to add some spice, threw in a syringe emoji for good measure. Subtlety? Never heard of her. The insinuations were as clear as day. Kyrgios was accusing Sinner of something shady, and the tennis world wasn't having it. Nick Kyrgios has always been the bad boy of tennis, but this time, he's managed to piss off just about everyone. After losing his opening match at Brisbane to rising French star Giovanni M. per Ricard, Kyrgios decided to deflect attention from his own lackluster performance by throwing Sinner under the bus. His shady comment hinting at doping allegations against the Italian wasn't just out of line, it was baseless and downright ridiculous. Sinner, for the record, has never been accused or found guilty of any doping violations, but Kyrgios doesn't let facts get in the way of his drama. Naturally, the backlash was swift. Fans, analysts, and even some fellow players have come out swinging, slamming Kyrgios for his antics. Instead of owning up to his plummeting rankings and inconsistent form, Kyrgios seems more interested in stirring the pot and making headlines. His take-no-prisoners attitude, once seen as refreshing, is now just exhausting, alienating fans who were once rooting for him to grow the hell up. But does Kyrgios care? Hell no. He's too busy trolling on Instagram and doubling down on the drama. If there's one thing Nick Kyrgios is good at, it's making a racket, and we're not talking about the kind you use on the court. The dude's like a walking, talking reality show, and while that might be entertaining for some, it's starting to wear thin for the tennis world. As for Jannik Sinner, he's taken the high road, staying focused on his game and letting his racket do the talking. Meanwhile, Kyrgios is out here playing the victim and refusing to take responsibility for his own shortcomings. Classic. So, what's next for Kyrgios? Another headline? Another feud? Maybe he'll actually win a match. One thing's for sure, the guy knows how to keep us all watching, even if it's just to see what kind of chaos he'll unleash next. Tennis? It's almost an afterthought for him at this point. But hey, at least he's entertaining, right? Jannik Sinner has decided to take the high road, like a damn Zen master, choosing not to engage with Nick Kyrgios' latest circus act. While Kyrgios is busy hurling verbal grenades on social media, Sinner's showing a level of maturity that's so far above Kyrgios' impulsive antics, it's like comparing a fine wine to a can of cheap beer. Sinner, laser-focused on defending his Australian Open title, has let his racket do the talking, and damn, is it loud. His commitment to staying professional and ignoring the noise has not only solidified his reputation as one of the classiest players on the circuit, but also cemented his status as a rising legend in the sport. As the Kyrgios drama swirls, a burning question emerges. Can a player with Kyrgios' raw talent and undeniable charisma ever get out of his own damn way? His loss in Brisbane wasn't just another mark in the L column. It was a neon sign screaming that his self-created distractions are dragging him down. Kyrgios' rebellious charm, which once made him a fan favorite, now feels more like a crutch than an asset. In a sport that demands discipline and consistency, Kyrgios seems hell-bent on choosing controversy over actual achievement. Sinner, on the other hand, is playing an entirely different game, literally and metaphorically. At just 21, the Italian phenom has already etched his name into tennis history books, becoming the youngest ATP world #1 in decades and grabbing his first Grand Slam title at the Australian Open last year. With the pressure of defending that title looming large, Sinner has zero time to deal with Kyrgios' Twitter tantrums. The kid from San Candido is too busy honing his game and making sure he's ready for the relentless grind of the ATP Tour. Sinner recently opened up about his preparation for this year's Australian Open, and it's clear he's approaching the tournament with the same meticulous care as a chef perfecting a Michelin-starred dish. In a heartfelt video, Sinner reflected on the unique challenges of starting a new season with a Grand Slam. Every slam feels different, he admitted, especially at the start of the season, when everyone's worked on specific areas of their game. The early rounds are tough because everyone's fresh and full of energy. But Sinner isn't just here to defend a title. He's here to prove he belongs at the top. Returning to the same hotel room where he stayed during last year's triumph, he spoke about how the experience feels surreal yet motivating. Sitting in the car on the way to the matches, you think about so many things, he confessed, giving fans a rare glimpse into the mind of a champion who's carrying the weight of expectations and memories of his first Grand Slam win. Of course, life hasn't been all sunshine and aces for Sinner. He shared a bittersweet reflection on spending Christmas at home with his family after the recent loss of his aunt. "This Christmas was different," he said. "It was stressful in a way, but life is like that. It gives you great moments, but also tough ones." His ability to balance personal grief with professional focus speaks volumes about the kind of person and player he is. Meanwhile, Kyrgios is still out here swinging wildly, both on and off the court. Fans can't help but wonder if the two will eventually face off on the court, where Kyrgios' unpredictability and Sinner's quiet resilience could make for a clash of styles as explosive as a Hollywood blockbuster. But for now, the rivalry remains lopsided. Kyrgios shouting into the void while Sinner responds with the kind of dignified silence that says, "I've got better shit to do." As the Australian Open draws near, all eyes will be on Sinner to see if he can defend his crown and keep his cool under the intense spotlight. Meanwhile, Kyrgios will likely keep stirring the pot, but whether he can back it up with any meaningful results is anyone's guess. One thing's for sure, Sinner is in it for the long haul, while Kyrgios seems content to burn bright and fast, leaving a trail of controversy in his wake. "I freaking love my family, the people close to me, and those who genuinely trust me. After all the craziness that went down last year, and yeah, still spilling over into this year, I've realized just how damn important it is to keep trustworthy folks in your corner. My aunt was definitely one of those people. I could talk to her about literally anything, and man, it was amazing to feel that kind of comfort with someone. Honestly, that sense of connection, it's way more valuable than winning any tournament, even if we bust our asses training for years just to snag one trophy. This past Christmas felt weird as hell. Losing her hit me harder than I expected. But her memory, that's something I'll carry with me forever." And speaking of things that'll stick with us, let's dive into the shitstorm that's taken over the tennis world. Apparently, 2 freaking world #1s got busted for doping last season, and it sent everyone into a frenzy. You'd think the sport couldn't get messy, eh? But here we are. First, we've got Iga Swiatek and Jannik Sinner caught up in this scandal, both testing positive for banned substances. Yet somehow, the drama was swept under the rug until their cases were quietly resolved. The punishments? Well, let's just say they were lighter than a damn feather. Sinner lost his ranking points from Indian Wells, where he tested positive, while Swiatek got slapped with a measly 1-month suspension that conveniently lined up with her off-season. Oh, and she also lost her #1 spot to Sabalenka. Coincidence? Yeah, sure. Cue Nick Kyrgios, never one to hold back his tongue, who chimed in during the ATP Brisbane presser, because of course he did. Asterisk, 2 world #1s getting caught doping? That's fucking disgusting. It makes our sport look like a joke. Asterisk, he ranted, making sure to pour gasoline on an already blazing fire. But honestly, for once, the guy's got a point. The whole thing reeks of favoritism. And if you thought the controversy ended there, think again. Novak Djokovic, never one to stay out of a debate, threw his hat into the ring, calling out the system for its blatant inconsistency. Asterisk, I just question why some players are treated differently than others. The problem isn't just the doping, it's the lack of transparency. Asterisk preach. Novak. Meanwhile, Max Pursey and Daniil Sabel, both lower-ranked players, got absolutely hammered with punishments for similar infractions. Pursey's out for 2 years, while Sabel, despite proving his substance use was accidental, still got slapped with the same sentence. Talk about a double standard. The debate isn't even about the doping itself anymore. It's about the golden shield that seems to protect the sport's elites. And let's be real, the whispers about preferential treatment are only getting louder. Fans, players, and analysts alike are questioning whether tennis is heading toward an era where rules apply differently depending on your ranking. It's messy, it's unfair, and it's making headlines for all the wrong reasons. But hey, if you're as hooked on the chaos as we are, make sure to smash that subscribe button and drop a like on this video. Here at Tennis Extra, we're committed to bringing you the juiciest gossip, the hottest debates, and the kind of insider analysis that keeps you coming back for more. From exclusive interviews to full-on breakdowns of the strategies shaping the sport, we've got you covered. So why wait? Join our community. Stay up to date with every scandal, every slam, and every WTF moment this sport throws our way. Because in tennis, the action doesn't just happen on the court, it's everywhere. Let's ride this wild wave together. See you at the next big drama.